Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Debbie Roche. I am a chiropractor and functional medicine practitioner located in St. Petersburg, Florida. Today I wanted to talk to you about the causes of inflammation in the human body. Now, inflammation is one of the most important health and wellness principles that is out there. And the reason is because inflammation in your body can destroy so many different things, especially over time. And so we have acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. Acute inflammation is kind of like when you stub your toe and your toe is red and swelling, and healing molecules are going to the area, and eventually it clears. Well, the other kind of inflammation is chronic inflammation, and oftentimes it is not ever really addressed well, especially in Western medicine. It's not caught on traditional blood testing, especially the kind of blood testing that you get for yearly physicals and things like that. And so understanding inflammation, knowing your level of inflammation, and then addressing it from a wellness, nutritional, and functional medicine perspective can be one of the best things that you can ever do for your overall health and longevity. And so these are some of the most common things that cause inflammation. There's a lot of other ones too, but these are kind of the main ones. The first one is kind of the wellness things, the things that you do on your own that can really impact your level of inflammation in your body. One's going to be diet, so staying away from gluten and sugar and trans fats. Trans fats are the oils that are in chips and fried things and like cookies and donuts and things that kind of like give those kind of pastries the substance. That's going to be trans fats. Poor sleep can actually increase inflammation. Sleep, if you're having issues with sleep, which is really actually common for adrenal and HPA axis issues, if you're not sleeping well, then your body isn't resting, and from a cellular perspective, that kind of kicks up some of the inflammatory molecules. Also, decreased exercise can increase inflammation. Also, if you're not hydrating enough, so the general rule of thought for hydration is that you take how much you weigh and then you divide it by 2, and that's how many ounces you should be consuming of ideally water or potentially electrolyte or vegetable juice per day, electrolyte water or electrolyte drinks and things like that. Increased stress can increase your inflammation, and that kind of ties in with the adrenal HPA axis. The adrenal glands actually produce cortisol, and cortisol is one of the substances in the body that actually is one of the most anti-inflammatory chemicals in our bodies. So if our adrenals and HPA axis is off, then oftentimes our cortisol levels are off too, and as a result, that can kick up a lot of inflammation too. Also, imbalanced hormones can cause a great deal of negative impact on our inflammation levels. And so we're talking about testosterone and the estrogens and progesterone and certain other hormones that can also create increased inflammation. Also, food sensitivities, and I find these really interesting because I've been about health and wellness my entire life. I probably have had more green smoothies than I can count in a lifetime. And sometimes, however, when we're eating foods all the time, from a molecular standpoint, our bodies can kind of get confused and start attacking those molecules like they would be from bad foods like potato chips and things like that. And so food sensitivities actually are one of the most like hidden areas of increased inflammation. And so you could be drinking your kale or spinach smoothie for years and thinking you're doing it, yourself, such good with it, and then in the end you could actually be allergic to the kale or the spinach. And so taking these tests from a functional medicine perspective can really save your body in so many ways later on. And so knowing this can be invaluable. Also, gut infections. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually have infections and parasites in your digestive system and things like that. So clearing those up actually can decrease your inflammation as well. Having imbalanced gut bacteria and flora in your small intestine is really, or can increase inflammation. So making sure that you're, on the right probiotic, and you're really addressing that from a food and, supplement angle. That can be really important, because that can kick up a lot of inflammation as well. Because when we have inflammation in the small intestine, actually our small intestine cells, there are these little gap junctions that kind of, keep those together. They can kind of disintegrate, and more food or more particles can actually get into our system, where our body will react to it, increasing the inflammation even more. So you can actually have like an inflammation cycle. So one of the most important areas that I wanted to bring up around inflammation in the body is that there are certain nutrient deficiencies that are really key when it comes to too much inflammation in the body. And a lot of people think, oh, I eat a pretty good diet, I'm getting all the nutrition I need, but very, very few people that are out there eating the traditional, just foods in general, are getting the nutrients that they need, because a lot of our produce is grown on such depleted soil. And so I've never encountered anybody that that if they were not, taking supplementation of some kind, that they're actually getting all the nutrition that they needed. So there are a couple of key nutrient deficiencies that actually can really increase inflammation, including vitamin D and magnesium, and a few other, key nutrients that, when you're really kind of approaching it from a wellness perspective, there's so much that you can do that really doesn't really take a lot of time or a lot of money, but the longer term impact on your health is tremendous. So anyway, if you like my little fire drawing of the inflammation, that's what that is up there. If anybody has any inflammation questions, or if I can help you in any way on your health and wellness journey, please don't hesitate to contact me. If you found this video helpful, please share it, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.